Hello grade 7 students, how all of you are doing? I believe that all of you are doing great. So welcome back to our another class for subject science. So last 2 weeks we've been learning about metals and non-metals, okay? So today we will learn 6.3 comparing metals and non-metals, okay? So when we compare two things, so means we see the differences, okay? See the differences between two things, okay? Like when we compare two cars, okay? Like two motorbikes, we see the differences, okay? So which one is better and which one is not really better, okay? So we see the differences, okay? So let's have a look here, okay? So I just copied from the book and wrote down on the board, okay? So I will not read on from the book today. Excuse me. So let's have a look, okay? So metals are first where metals are used. So metals are used in different places, okay? Like in construction, okay? Making pans, okay? Cooking pans, okay? And making doors, aluminium doors, okay? So like how can you tell me some metals? So like metals are iron, aluminium, steel, okay? Iron is used in the bridge, okay? Iron rods in the construction because it's strong, okay? And that's why it is used in the construction, okay? In construction buildings, okay? Making buildings, bridges, roads, okay? And steel, okay? Steel is used to make cooking pans, okay? So because cooking steel do not get rust, okay? Because iron get rusty, okay? When iron comes into the contact with water, it gets rusty, okay? But steel does not get rusty, okay? So it does not get rust. So that's why steel is used in cooking for making cooking pans, okay? Like cooking pots, cooking pans, okay? So and aluminium is used for making doors, okay? Door frames, windows, okay? Like this here, this one is aluminium, okay? So I think you can find aluminium in your house, like check windows. Some windows are made of wooden, but mostly nowadays windows are made of aluminium, okay? Like this is aluminium, okay? And gold and silver, okay? Gold and silver is used in making jewelry because they are shiny, okay? That's why it is used in making jewelry. And bronze, okay? Bronze is used in making medals, okay? And nickel is used in making coins, okay? So these are the uses of metals, okay? And what about non-metals? So let's have a look at here first, then we will discuss, okay? Next, where non-metals are used, okay? So these are the properties of metal. If you want to find out like what is metal, okay, you have two materials in front of you. So you want to find out which one is metal and which one is non-metal. Just you need to check all these properties, okay? So metals are solid at room temperature. Remember, first thing, mostly metals are solid, okay? So they are solid at room temperature, okay? And metals have high melting points, okay? All the metals have high melting points. It takes a lot of time for metals to melt down, okay? And they are shiny, okay? So when you see a metal surface, it's mostly shiny, okay? So metals are shiny, they don't look dull, okay? They do not shatter, okay? They do not shatter. If you drop a metal, it will not be broken like into small pieces, very small pieces. Same like, okay, you drop a glass, okay? So you will see the glass will be broken, will be shattered on the floor. Shatter mean you will see a small pieces like so. But in case of metals, they do not shatter. They are malleable, okay? They are malleable means metals can be stretched into wires like copper. So copper is used to make wires, okay? And copper, and also aluminium is also used in wires, some sort of wires, okay? But mostly copper is used, okay? Because copper can be stretched into wires. They are ductile, okay? And they are good conductor of heat and electricity. They are good conductor of heat and electricity, okay? So metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. What does it mean, good conductor of heat? That means heat and electricity can be passed through metals, okay? So like why steel is used to make, because first it does not get rust and it is a good conductor of, if you boil a water, okay, imagine, can you boil a water on a wooden pan? No, but you can boil water on steel pan, because steel has high melting point. It will not melt easily, but it is a good conductor of heat. It let the heat energy pass through it. So that's why we can cook in the steel pans, okay? They make ringing sound when hit, okay? So if you hit any metal, it makes a ringing noise, okay? So like not like this, okay? It makes ringing noise, okay? So try at home. Excuse me. Try at home, okay? You go into the kitchen, okay? So take a pan, just hit a little bit, okay? Just give a little tap, okay? So you will see it will make a ringing noise, okay? So these are the properties of metal. Coming on to non-metals, okay? Non-metals. Many non-metals are gases at room temperature. So many non-metals are gases, okay? At room, like nitrogen, hydrogen, okay? And like carbon dioxide, oxygen, okay? So mostly non-metals are gases, okay? So mostly metals are solid. So I'm coming on to metals now, okay? Again, mostly metals are solid, but only mercury, okay? Mercury is liquid at room temperature because its melting point is very lower than room temperature, okay? Where you can see mercury, you can see in the thermometer, okay? If you have thermometer to check temperature, you can see mercury inside that, okay? But why mercury is considered as a metal? Because mercury is a good conductor of electricity, okay? It is not a good conductor of heat because its melting point is very low, okay? And it is shiny, okay? And it is malleable, okay? So these are mercury has some properties of metals, so that's why it is considered as a metal, okay? So non-metals. Many non-metals are gases at room temperature, okay? So many non-metals are gases, okay? They are dull, they are not shiny, okay? Like you see plastic is non-metal, so plastic is dull, plastic is not shiny, okay? They are brittle, okay? Brittle like powder shape, okay? Some non-metals are powder shape, okay? So they are brittle. They are bad conductor of heat and electricity. So they are bad conductor of heat and electricity. They do not let the heat and electricity pass through them, okay? So that's why plastic handle is used in the cooking pans, okay? So you see a cooking pan will have a plastic handle because plastic is a bad conductor of heat, and mostly wire coverings are made of plastic or rubber, okay? Because rubber and plastic are bad conductor of electricity, so that's why. And they are brittle, they are dull, okay? And they do not conduct heat and electricity, and mostly are gases, okay? So like oxygen is used in the hospital for the patient have breathing problems, okay? and nitrogen is used in fertilizers, okay, and hydrogen is used in rocket fuel, okay. So carbon dioxide is used in fertilizer as well, okay, to kill like pesticides, okay. So that's how non-metals are used, okay. So that's how we compare metals and non-metals, okay. So next time if you find two materials and you need to check whether it is a metal or non-metal, you can think of these properties, okay. And metals are magnetic, okay, they attract each other, okay. So metals are magnetic, okay. So if you find a magnet, you take it close to metal, so you will see it will attract, okay. So it will stick to the metal, okay. Not all the metals are magnetic, like steel is not magnetic, okay, and aluminum is not magnetic, okay, and silver and gold is not magnetic, but mostly metals are magnetic, okay. So that's it in the first video, okay. So coming on to your task 1, okay, so your task 1 is on page number 84, okay. So I can just write down here, task 1, page number 84, okay. So you need to answer the questions, okay. So here, so you need to answer the question. List 5 objects in the photograph that are made of metals and 5 that are made of non-metal, okay. A material is dull, brittle and does not conduct electricity. Is it a metal or a non-metal? Mercury is a metal. Why is it unusual, okay. Like you need to tell the properties of mercury. Why mercury? Mercury is liquid, so why it is a metal. Write down 2 things that a metal can do but a non-metal cannot. Same like compare. Write 2 things that metal can do but non-metal cannot do, okay. So that's it in the first video, and this is your task 1. If you will have any doubts, any questions, you can ask me, okay, and I will be there to help you out. So that's it in the first video. I will see you in the next video. Hello students, welcome back to our second video for today's class, and today we are learning and we are comparing metals and non-metals like in the first video. So when we compare 2 things, we check properties, okay. So like we check the properties of metals and we check the properties of non-metals, okay. So sometimes 2 things have same properties, okay, mostly have same properties, so there is no comparison between that, okay. So comparison means differences. What are the differences between metals and non-metals, okay. So in the first video I mentioned almost all the metals are magnetic, okay, means they attract each other, like they attract magnets, okay. So if you have magnet at home, you can find which metals are magnetic, okay. So iron is magnetic, okay. Steel is less magnetic. It's magnetic because sometimes iron is mixed in the steel, so that's why it's magnetic. Aluminum is not magnetic, gold is not magnetic, and silver is not magnetic, okay. So not all, but all metals are solid, okay. So they have high melting points, okay. So whereas non-metals or many are gases, okay. So coming on to your task 2, your task 2 will be posted in the group, okay. So I will give you some activities to do, okay. And one more thing, do not ask me how many tasks you will get, okay. So you will get your activities according to your time, okay. Someday you will have 2 activities, someday you will have more than 2 activities, okay. So it's up to me, okay. I will give you 2 or I will give you 3, okay. So but at least 2. So task 2 will be posted in the group, and I will give you enough time. If you will need more time, you can ask me, okay. And if you will have any questions, any doubts, I will be there to help you. That's it. In the second video, I will see you in the third and last video. Hello students, welcome back to our third and last video for today. Okay, today we are learning about comparing metals and non-metals. Okay, so metals have their own properties and non-metals have their own properties. Okay, so when we compare two things, we check properties. Okay, so metals are solid at room temperature. All the metals have high melting points. They do not melt easily and they are solid at room temperature. They are shiny. Okay, so when you see a metal, they are shiny. Okay, so like and it can reflect the light. Okay, so like steel. So when you see the sun, so you can see when the sun rays hit the metal, so it reflects. Okay, it goes back. But when it comes to non-metal, it does not happen like this. Okay, and they do not shatter. Okay, so when you drop a metal, it does not shatter. Okay, it can get bent or it can get dent, but it does not shatter. They are malleable, means it can be stretched into wires, like copper can be stretched into wires. They are ductile. Okay, and they are good conductor of heat and electricity. So they are good conductor of heat and electricity, like heat can be passed through them and electricity as well. Okay, they make ringing sound when hit. So when you hit a metal, it makes a ringing sound. Okay, non-metals, many non-metals are gases at room temperature. So many non-metals are gases at room temperature. They are dull, they do not have shiny surface. They are brittle like powder. They are bad conductor of electricity and heat. Okay, so they are bad conductor of electricity and heat. That's why mostly cooking pan have plastic handles, because plastic is a bad conductor of heat. Okay, and electricity, that's like copper wiring. Copper wires mostly have rubber coverings or plastic coverings, because plastic is a bad conductor of electricity. Okay, so and one more, mercury is the only metal that is liquid, but it is considered as a metal. Why? Because it is a good conductor of electricity and it is shiny. Okay, and it is malleable. Okay, so that's why it is considered as a metal, because it has some properties of metal. Okay, coming on to your homework. So your homework is on page number 53. Okay, page number 53, workbook. Okay, workbook, page number 53. Okay, so what you need to do, draw a label diagram to show how you could test a material to find out if it conducts electricity or not. Okay, say not all metals are magnetic. Okay, so how we can check if it is a metal or non-metal? We can check with the electricity. Okay, if it is a good conductor of, because all the metals are good conductor of electricity. So you need to draw the diagram how you will conduct electricity, how you will find out if it conducts electricity or not. Okay, so I will help you. Okay, I will drop some photos that you can choose and you can draw here. Okay, write true and false here. Okay, all metals are magnetic, you should know. Solid non-metals are brittle, you should know. All metals are. Okay, if it's true, write true. If it's false, write false. Okay, so this is your homework. Don't forget to do your homework. If you don't do your homework, you will not get any points in your final exams. Okay, so that's it for today. I will see you next week. I hope next week we go to school and I will see you in the school. Okay, so take care, be safe, and thanks for participating. Bye bye.